Welcome to Christ Church. The following is a homily from our Sunday morning gathering in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Enjoy.
This morning's lessons are about transition. You have our, in the gospel lesson, I will just sort of kind of take them in order, not of how we hear them, but of sort of what they're about. In the lesson from the gospel, we hear about Jesus about to make a transition, where I'm going, you cannot follow. This is at the Last Supper, and this is the commandment to love one another. They will know you're my disciples by the love you have for one another, which, of course, those of us who remember sort of the 60s and 70s song, they'll know we are Christians by our love. Sort of a marching song for Christianity. Beautiful, beautiful modern song. So that's a transition that's getting ready to happen. You won't see me, but I am with you. And love plays a very important part in that, which, of course, is the basic message of Jesus throughout his ministry. And then in the lesson from Acts, you have this other transition taking place, a transition in the whole understanding of who the gospel is for and what it's all about. It's not just for the children of Israel. It's not just for the people who keep the Jewish laws, the law of Moses. It's for everybody. The circumcised, the uncircumcised, those who eat foods that are considered to be unclean by the Jews, and then those who keep the Jewish law, dietary laws, all of these things. It's all mixed up together. No, it's everybody. It's everybody. It's a transition of the disciples to a new understanding of what's happening, manifested by God's action in their lives and in their preaching and in who's hearing it and who's obviously experiencing the same thing they experienced on Pentecost. And then, of course, we have that wonderful vision of in the Revelation of John. Behold, I saw a new heaven and a new earth descending, for the old heaven and the old earth had passed away. Transitions, things changing, life changing, understandings changing. So today I'm going to do something I've never done before. Preach a graduation sermon. Ever. I've never done that. Tomorrow will be the 41st anniversary of my ordination to the priesthood, and never have I done this. Nor have I been invited to. But it's absolutely true. There's time when we are getting ready, we have relatives, different people, members of this congregation, all getting ready to make a really major transition in their life because everything's going to change. This high school graduation thing, yes, it's a great celebration and it's wonderful, but it's big. Things are going to change in a very real way for those people who are graduating from. We're working mostly with high school graduates, but there are college graduates and other people also making those kinds of transitions. And as you make those transitions, some of the old starts to pass away as you cross into the new. and it's very new. I reflected on what my life was like as someone who went to kindergarten and then elementary school, and then I went to middle school. We called it junior high back then, and now they call it junior high again. I get confused. And then high school. Except that those things were very much the same. Your life, the pattern was very much the same. You go through, one class all day long when you're real little, and then as you grow up, all of a sudden there's more classes, but it begins at a certain time, it ends at a certain time, you come home, all of that. For 12 years, you're doing that same thing. 12 years that represent, your conscious life, basically. And so this is it. This is life. This is what life is. Except all of a sudden, now it changes. Different ways for different people, but it changes. Some are going on to school. They go, oh yeah, well, I'll just go to classes like you did before. It's not like you did before. Some schools sort of try to give you a flavor of that, like Holland Hall. Their schedule is such that that you have more, but it's still not quite the same. So some people are going to go on to college and do that. Other people may be entering into military, in which their life is going to change. Other people may be going to a particular type of technical school or other kind of training that they're going to take in order to do something that they want to do. Nonetheless, or they may just be going out and have a particular job that they've been kind of working part-time during their high school years, and then they're kind of moving into a new full-time. Or some people are just going to be on a discovery trip of what it is, where it is they're going to go, and what they're going to do. Doesn't matter. It's different. Their life has changed. It can't ever go back. And that is one of the marvelous things about life. Also, one of the very scary things about life. The old has to pass away so that the new can be entered into. And it will be that way throughout everyone's life. There will be various times when you move into a new stage of life. You get married. Whoa, new stage of life. First child. Oh my gosh, new stage of life. Everything, all these different things that we go through change our perceptions, change our understandings, and push us ever forward. And the most wonderful thing about it is that at some point on down the line, you get to look back over it, like me, and go, wow, I can't believe all the different places I've been, the things that I've done. I go back to, I was a person who knew what I wanted to do at age 16. That's unusual. Most people don't, but a lot of people do. I mean, and I knew what I was going to do. And that was my plan. I was going to, I was going to go to college, get an undergraduate degree. It didn't really matter what. And then I was going to go to seminary, and then I was going to be ordained into the priesthood in the Episcopal Church, and that's what I was going to do. And that's what I did. It was a little different kind of road, and it wasn't quite as smooth as that, but it was pretty much that. And then there's the work that I did and all the things that happened and all the different places that took me, as I look back and I go, I couldn't have possibly planned this, but I wouldn't change a thing. Some things, even mistakes, I can look at and go, I needed to do that to get where I am now. That had to happen. There's so much about transition that is so significant in all of our lives. And a lot of it has to do with the way that we begin to follow what it is that we feel called to do or be. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. But there's a seeking, there's a discovery. I'm reminded, of course, I've always liked the people. We get great information from people who are artists and musicians and people who write lyrics. And so I like to quote lyrics a lot because they really touch me. And I'm thinking now of the lyric. There's another one I could use, but that's a different sermon. But the one that I'm thinking of right now is from The Sound of Music, Climb Every Mountain. And the words are, climb every mountain. And I'm blanking on the first one. No, that's the second verse. It's climb every mountain, search high and low, follow every byway, every path you know. Now climb every mountain, forge every stream, follow every rainbow till you find your dream. A dream that will need all the love you could give for as long as you live. Climb every mountain, ford every stream, follow every rainbow till you find your dream. That's the way transition works. It always leads to new life. It isn't always easy, but it is amazing. And we need to embrace it and follow that dream. Amen.